Tunnel Rats is my favorite Quasimorph class. It might not be the best at fighting, but you can bet it's the one that is going to fill your coffers. On the loot hoarding food chain, this class is at the very top. In this video, we're gonna go over all the perks in detail, how to level them up, and find out why Tunnel Rats was so good it had to be nerfed. Spoiler alert, on the current game version, it's still amazing. Take into consideration that the footage you're seeing and the information I'm providing here are based on the current 0.6 version. Quasimorph is still under early access development, and for these reasons, all of this can still change. The worst part about this class is that you will have to unlock it because it's not available from the start. By running contracts, you'll eventually find chips scattered around the map. There are different types of chips, but the ones you want to unlock Tunnel Rats are these class chips. You can sometimes also get them as a reward from a successful contract, or, if all else fails, try to barter to get it. It might take a while, but you'll see that sooner rather than later, all classes are easily unlocked when playing Quasimorph. And that's pretty much I have to say about the downsides of this class. Everything else is pretty awesome. Let's take a look at the class perks, starting top to bottom, right to left, leaving the perk that makes this class my favorite for last. We start with Pain Immunity, and it reads stabilizes all wounds. With just 15 turns of cooldown at level 4, whenever you get a wound, it automatically gets stabilized. This means that you won't have to use a medical item to fix the wound. It's pretty much like walking with an improved automated bandage attached. You also don't have to do anything special to level it up. It happens on its own whenever you get a wound. It's a very nice perk to have. Below it, we have Caution. This perk gives you an absolutely insane plus 80% chance to crit when you spot an enemy at level 4. Once again, it gets experience when it happens, so nothing specific you have to do here, just kill. It does have 40 turns of cooldown, so you won't have this high chance to crit at all times. But nevertheless, it's still a very powerful boost to your damage, which most of the time it's more than sufficient to one-shot enemies if you're using a shotgun. Why the shotgun? We'll get there later with one of the perks on the left. For now, let's continue with Shelters, because not all perks can be great, otherwise it will be just a completely busted class. This one, Shelters, is just meh. It's a nice plus 30% accuracy when attacking from cover at level 4, but that's pretty much it. It's a nice to have, but in order to really utilize it, you need to be aware of your surroundings and movement to always be behind something when attacking. And as you probably already know if you've played enough, sometimes that isn't a possibility. The good news is that, once more, the way this perk gets experience is by having enemy attacks miss. You don't have to worry about leveling this up because it will happen naturally over time. Now to the left side of the perk wheel, starting at the bottom, we have Immune Response. Tunnel Rats is tanky, and a lot of that tankiness is because of this one perk. At level 4, all resistances, yes, you heard right, all of them, including Piercing, Cold, or even Beam, get a 50% increase. That is crazy. With good armor and a proper clone, it's fairly easy to survive. And I honestly can't remember the last time I died when playing Tunnel Rats. It isn't that fast to get this perk to level 4 though. The way it gets experience is by getting an infection. An easier, quicker way to do this, because furuncles aren't that common, is to basically be a bullet sponge. Go take on a contract where you'll have to face a weaker faction and just tank some damage hoping you'll get infected. With some proper armor and okay resistances at this point, just don't forget to bring some free sorbents and you'll be just fine. Next, we have Reinforced Ammo. Remember when I talked about the shotgun? This is why. Tunnel Rats was created to have a shotgun. At level 4, all shotgun ammo gets plus 50% damage. That's a lot. One single shot with this high damage paired with a crit chance perk gets you very far. The way it levels up is by shooting any shotgun. Again, free perk experience. In my opinion, if you aren't using a shotgun when playing Tunnel Rats, please uninstall the game and go play My Time at Porsche. So far, the perks are very good, but now, this last one, is what makes this class even more tastier. The true reason why it is my personal favorite, and also why I sometimes wish I had a backpack the size of Venus. We have Marauder, the worst perk in the game for all loot hoarders like myself. At level 4, It makes it so every single enemy corpse has 3 more items when looting. I know it doesn't sound like much and the math is pretty straightforward, but I wanted to do it either way as an example. Let's say you run a contract and the map has a total of 10 enemies. Without this perk, if each of these enemies only had 1 item to loot, you would get, you guessed it, 10 items. With this perk, you would get 30 instead. That's 3 times more items for every single kill. It should be illegal. It was actually already nerfed and still it is bananas. When playing Tunnel Rats, you don't even have to bring food because there will be plenty around. This perk is the one thing in the game that will cause you some real headaches though. You need to figure out what you should drop because you found something more useful and your backpack is already out of space on the first map level. And get this, the way you level this perk is by looting. Each corpse you loot gives it experience. Therefore, loot generates more loot. It's nuts and I love it. So in hindsight, Tunnel Rats has some pretty strong defensive capabilities and also offensive ones. On the side, it's the best class if you're going for treasure hunting. An amazing choice that can do all content and fill up the Magnum inventory tabs pretty fast. Is Tunnel Rats also your favorite class? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Quasimorph content. I wouldn't say this is the top performer in terms of fighting, but it is pretty close to it. What is the top performer in my eyes? That would be the mighty Scout of Hades. Watch this video up next to learn why it is the best. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!